All right. It's Ian Lewis with the Sacred Inclusion Network, and we are in our mastermind session. And today is a special session because we have been doing this for a year, which is really amazing. I think a lot has happened in this past year. We've got closer to each other. We've learned so much about each other, and I never knew how close I could get with a group of people or an individual via the internet or Zoom call. And so this like I'm looking at my family right now. So if anyone who's watching, we're gonna just go around and talk a little bit about what this session or what this mastermind group means to us. And I'm really excited to hear what people say. Like I said, this is definitely like a special group for me. So I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna ask, is there anyone that would like to lead? And just start get it out of the way. If anyone wants to do that, and I'm gonna give y'all like 5 seconds. But I feel like every time I do this, nobody steps to the plate, which is fine.
All right, I'll do it. I'll
My
do it.
man Bill.
Okay,
All right. So
Bill,
I
yeah,
got
Bill,
Bill,
nothing
tell us about it.
prepared, so I don't know how well it's going to turn out. Probably better than if I had something prepared. Okay.
There you
Um,
go.
so yeah, one memory comes to me now is yeah, I mean, I didn't know how long this was going to last or what it was going to be like or how it was going to go, or I mean, just went into it kind of blind in a way, which was fine. That was great. Um, uh, and then it's turned out it just brings back like when I first went to Japan, and I was talking with company people. I was teaching at a company, right? You know, and I said, God, I have nothing in common with these people. I'm not saying I don't have anything in common with you. I have a lot more, but like there, I had nothing in common. I'm going like, oh, this is going to be painful, and stuff. And it just turned out so good because the people were so open and they just um they wanted me to feel good, and I could tell, and it didn't matter whether we had anything in common or not. And I felt a little of the same kind of feeling here that, I don't know, I've always kind of isolated. And so I don't expect that there are a whole lot of people I can relate to. And maybe it's become a self-fulfilling prophecy over the years. I don't know. Anyway, um, so, um, So I was wondering, like, oh, well, how's this going to go? People, different ages and different backgrounds, and at least I know a few people anyway, two people, so that's a start. Um, and it's really turned out good. So I mean, it's just like, wow, um, all of this stuff in your mind about how a group should be or how people should be, and all the expectations and all that stuff. It just goes out the window as long as people are open and aware. Um and that's a huge lesson for me, that I just need to go into situations without all these judgments, and they get in the way. And I guess I also learned just how to relax more, because people weren't judging me. So why was I judging them? I mean, it didn't. Why was I judging the group, and or anything? So I think that happened fairly quickly, which to me was really nice, because I'm not always very good at that. So to relax, wow, yeah. And that means I could enjoy it. Um, so it wasn't like, oh, how am I going to do well this time? Am I going to do badly? I mean, I wasn't going there, which for me, again, is great not to go there. So it was something I look forward to, something I enjoyed. And it was deep. A lot of times I was really deeply affected by what people said, and oh, wow. Yeah. And I began to appreciate all the different ways in people's lives that they're heading toward the same place that I am, really. Um, and that was good. I mean, that made it so much better than almost all other groups because in that sense it was so real, you know. I mean, um, okay, the intellectual side wasn't big, but hey, I've done enough of that in my life, you know. I don't need more of that, you know. Um, it was good to see that I could you know, survive in a group, not survive, but you know, fit into a group that wasn't primarily an intellectual one, you know. Um, Great lesson there too. So I think I've learned you know, a tremendous amount about myself and my judgments and expectations and all the stuff that has always gotten in the way for me. So wow, that's very valuable. So I just thank all of you for you know, being part of this so that I could have these experiences because, you know, it just shows you. I mean, on your own, you can only do so much. You're always, as a lot of people say, in relationship with others. How true that is. So you all made it possible. What can I say? You know, so very grateful. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Wow, Bill, that was so nice. I just gotta chime in, man. You're so honest and genuine and authentic, and I appreciate you so much in the group and as a friend. Um, if there's anyone else who'd like to try to follow that,
Joe Jeff has his hand up, I believe. Oh, he's
I'll
clapping.
give it a clap in.
I would like to go next because it kind of relates to what Bill said for me in my way, which is that I had no idea what I was joining. I didn't even know what it meant or anything like that because basically I stay with my own spiritual practice. So I had no idea what to expect, but I could tell by my own wonderment that I must have had judgment because as I listened to each of you, I realized how whatever you call it, I don't know if you call it spirituality or what you call it in your life, that really what Bill said is true. It's like everybody was really going in that same direction, even though they sounded differently, they expressed it differently, they had different life experiences. And for me, that was delightful because it allowed me to see that I had developed a certain rigidity that was not real. It was a lie. It wasn't true. Okay. So that's one thing I'm extremely grateful for. The other thing I'm very grateful for is I love hearing how other people think, especially people younger than me who've had such different life experiences. And I love learning to appreciate rap. Thank you. And no, I mean that sincerely because any judgment I had about rap just melted away, you know. And I thought, oh, this is really exciting. So those are two of the things. And the other thing is that because for I forgot how many years that's what happens, but I think it's like over 50 years that I've been leading groups. I don't usually participate in groups. And to be able to be part of the group, but not leading the group, and to see that I could open up and share very deep things or very painful things in my life has been a delight for me. And I'm really very grateful to each one of you because I feel you each bring a different perspective to the group. And I value every one of the things, the way you speak and what matters to you and how you come to your conclusions. And, you know, like I've been very concerned for the last 2 weeks how your brother is doing. You know, it really touched me. In fact, I reached out to Ian and said, have you heard? Because I thought that was a very difficult thing that you were going through. And so I appreciate a great deal about the group. I always find it interesting. I find Ken's ability to be kind and compassionate touches my heart deeply. And I just think everybody is delightful in their own way. And so I'm grateful that I kind of stumbled upon this. I don't even know how I got here, if you want to know the truth. I have no idea how I got into this group. Or I think, Bill, you started this all. I don't know if you may have told Angelo and he invited me at some point, because I really do not know how I got involved. And so I decided, oh, sacred inclusion, what could be bad? It's sacred. So I decided, okay, I'll participate. And it was a really good choice I made. So thank you all.
Well, thank you so much, Radha. We love you, you know, your wisdom, your experience, honesty, and you shared so much. Like you've helped me personally so much. So man, I'm loving this. Woo! Yeah. Does anyone would anyone like to go next? I saw that hand, Joe James.
Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? Um, yeah. So I guess, I also didn't prepare anything, but I guess when I first started, Ian, uh, pulled me on board, and I was kind of at a place in my life where I was, always. I don't think I was just like spiritual, always kind of. I guess on average, I'm always looking at the odds, or what do people do on average, like what are the likelihood, or so I'm looking at things that way. And like I can tap into like the emotional side, but the spiritual side always eludes me a little, not always, but it can elude me. And the only time I usually ever get spiritual side is when I think, what have I done wrong? Right. I go, what? I don't know. That's just like based on my upbringing. Like I grew up going to church and like prayer meeting, or doing prayer circles, and you know uh tent meetings, like seeing people fall out on the floor and like have a seizure while a pastor, as like after a pastor like put their hands on them. My mom would speak in tongues. And so I guess, uh yeah, I always sort of always had my like doubts about like um the spiritual side. Like always sort of thought like ain't no way. Like since I was 5 years old, like, and I grew up in like real, like everybody was like passionate religion, like real, you falling down, you doing all this, like I guess theatrics, I guess people get filled with the Holy Ghost. And so it's been helpful with me trying to like re-tap into that, and see like other perspectives and see other people's like belief systems. 'Cause I think one of the first meetings before we started the group, they had like the some, we had like guests that would come in and talk about different, religious experiences that people had, and it was interesting to hear, just like their um belief systems and how they seen life. And yeah, so it's been helpful being a part of the group, like seeing other people's like I guess everybody's viewpoints, and like being able to support each other. I guess it hasn't, like when we talk about normal, like we're just like a support group, but also like the sacred inclusion part is also like in the backdrop of all of it, right? And everybody comes and they bring their whole self. And it's just been like a really good support system, especially with like everything that's happened in my life. Like it just seems like, because like with my life, a lot of times I'll forget like everything that happened in the course of a year. It's like, whoa, that was a lot, you know? And it's really been great to like come here and decompress and learn about other people's um perspectives and dreams and hopes and aspirations, and also being able to share that with y'all. And life is like a big struggle. I know like we all have our goals, and who's that in the back? Is that a ghost?
Keep going.
No, oh, that's not. No, yeah, but yeah, it's been great. I mean, this definitely appreciate, getting to hear from y'all. I know we're gonna have a trip coming up in March, and it'll be cool to see everybody. Me and Joe Jeff actually don't have any excuse. Have no excuse at all. I can see Joe. I could go probably find Joe Jeff in like a half hour. Yeah. Yeah. So, but it'll be cool to see everybody. Yeah, definitely looking forward to what the next year brings. I'm done.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, Joe, you're such an asset to this group, man. Just like what you bring, like you so most more than anyone, you're so yourself. Like you're one of the most just rawly, oh, you just moved on me. Authentic people I've ever met. And you're so funny and you're so curious. And man, yeah, we love having you. So thank you for sharing. That was amazing. Yeah, I gotta throw it. Anyone else? Is there anyone else who wants to I think we got four more. Ken, Joe, me, and Tamar.
I'll follow up because Joe, you're right. We don't have any excuse. We could have definitely made something happen, but it's been like to think that a year has gone by this quick. It's like amazing. But like just to echo what y'all said, it's like from the outset, it kind of clicked. It felt like genuine. Um, Part of what Joe James was saying is like the um the environments we come from, like when you get together in the spiritual religious aspect, for better or for worse, there's like room for people to like get in the way of the actual like healing or the actual worship that's going on. And like with us and with this group, it's like we all just play our part, which is being our natural selves, and the way it meshes is just it's been good. And to hear so many different perspectives of like, you know, stages in life and like experiences. And it's like you can, some people like pay to get mentorship or to get, you know what I'm saying, get wisdom. And, of course, we read a lot of books for wisdom. So for us to sit around a digital campfire and like pass it all around, this has definitely been a fun experience. Um, yeah, and it's never felt like a chore. It's like, we coming in to check in the same way, like if we all met up at a Chili's, at the second Tuesday of every, it's the same type of vibe, bring your own appetizers though. But yeah, it's definitely been fun. I personally I appreciate the feedback I've gotten, the encouragement. Like we talked about like some of the business stuff, and of course like with the game, like y'all really like put a battery in my back in terms of this. It was just infectious, so that was very reassuring. So I will be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to our fearless leader Ian for bringing this all together, but like not just once, like making sure we get back together and like having the courage to do that. I know we will probably like to get together with people, but like to be consistent, genuinely consistent, checking in on people, being tapped in their lives and pulling us all together. My brother, salute to you. We appreciate it, bro. We appreciate it.
I appreciate that. We appreciate you so much, man. I will say that my favorite all-time session was led by Joe Jeff, as Rod had alluded to earlier. He had us in here rapping, on his beats, and like I'm so excited for what comes of that. But yeah, man, just the steady, humble, loving giant. We appreciate you, bro. And yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, I think we got Ken, Catherine, and Tamar. If anyone would like to step up, see what my soul is like shining. Very happy about this. All right, Catherine, I see you.
I'll go next. Just because I related to a lot of what the Jeff said. When when it comes up in conversation, this group that I'm a part of with other people in my life, I never know how to describe it. I never really know how, but I always say I have these friends from all over the world, and we just hang out every other Thursday on Zoom and talk about things like-minded things, whether it's spirituality or just what's going on in each other's lives. So yeah, when you said it's like meeting up at a Chili's every other Thursday, that's what it feels like. And this isn't a group where I would like walk into a room and point out we're all so different. How could you have assembled a group like this? And it's really been such a gift. I can't believe it's been a year already that we've been meeting, and it has been such a unique gift to me. And I'm not sure, like Bill said, if this is a self-fulfilling prophecy for myself as well. If I bring this on myself, but I find it really difficult to be vulnerable with people. I'm being social is so simple and natural for me, but being like deeply vulnerable is extremely difficult because I just feel like people use it as ammo against you, or it's scary, and it's just I'd rather not. You know, it's better, it's easier, it's safer to just not. Like I'm good. Just talk to my cats about it. But you guys have provided a really safe space where I know that this isn't just a thing that we come to like everybody wants to be here because each of us actually really genuinely care about each other, and not just we're here to listen, but we're here and we're rooting for you, and we're here to conspire for your wellness and your goodness and your best interest as a whole. Is a totally different space, and we come and we meet and we just listen to each other because I signed up for this thing, so I have to it's like we care about each other, and that safe space has been really healing for me to talk about things sometimes that are just really difficult. I mean, you've heard and seen a lot of different chapters that I've walked through over the last year. And I'm really thankful for the guidance and the friendship and the love and the support that I received in such unique ways from every single one of you individually. I view each of you as friend and mentor and all of the above. And yeah, I'm super thankful for that. And it totally selfishly, I'm just like, that's what this has been for me. And that's what I'm thankful for.
Wow. Oh man, that was heartfelt. Thank you for sharing that. I went back to, I remember when I was like first organizing it, and I asked you, and I was like, I didn't have much expectation, like of really many people even being interested because it was hard to explain. And I remember when you say yes, I was like, word, like Casey's with it, like let's go. Like this is I remember feeling very excited about you, joining the group. And now we're here a year later, and like yeah, like I feel like you're my sister. Like I know so much about you. Like seeing your journey, and like yeah, thank you so much for what you said about a team. It's really is incredible, and we appreciate you so much. And then you go to bartend afterwards. You're also a trooper, a soldier, and we're always with you. So we're yeah, wow. Ken or Tamar? I think I'm feeling like it's time for me to take it home. So Ken?
I'll go unless tomorrow wants to jump in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really appreciate what everyone has said tonight. Has meant a lot to me, and of course during the whole year. So I also want to acknowledge Ian, appreciate Ian. Thank you, Ian, for I mean, it's not easy to keep a group together. The energy ebbs and flows to some extent, but you were always constant and 100%. And I think that really was the glue and most motivating force. And then I think now the group has a tremendous life, on its own, but you're really to credit for getting us where we are, I think, Ian. I don't know. I have a I feel emotional about this for everybody. I guess I came into the group feeling like, oh, I'm retired. So, and it, took me a long time to get to retirement, but like, so I don't have problems, which, isn't necessarily true, but that was my thinking. So, like this would be a great chance for me to be of some usefulness, listening, support to other people. And I think I've made a decent attempt at that, but it's definitely more than that. It's not just about me showing up. I do have problems, and it's really important to me to be here for my own life issues. Couple things. Last year at this time, there was a group, our group, where I was at the airport, and I was able to log in. The timing was, the flight was like around 9. So I got to, I think it was LaGuardia, and I logged in around 8 on my phone, and I joined the group, and I sat there in the waiting area of the plane. And then around 8:30, they started boarding the plane. I'm waiting online in the, whatever they call that tunnel area where you're getting ready to enter the plane. Then I'm sitting down, and my seat in the plane hasn't taken off yet. I'm still in the group. My phone is still getting the group, and I'm still, I don't think I was able to speak, but I was listening in, and I didn't miss the group. And the group was pretty much getting ready to wrap up when the plane was getting ready to take off, and had to turn off the phone. So to me, that's kind of a nice memory of sort of a combination of me staying with it, but really wanting to be with you all, and somehow through the magic of Zoom on cell phone, you all stayed with me. Last thing I wanted to say, or maybe last, is that I don't have enough opportunities, quite honestly, to be with people who are like around 30 years old. That's my friends are like 50, 60, 70, 80. My niece is 35, and she's like the youngest person I know, but she doesn't see me as any kind of a friend or peer. I'm an uncle, so she's like, she'll talk to me, she sees me, she loves me. It's great, but she doesn't share with me. I don't know really, what her thoughts and feelings are. And same thing, my nephew's 39, and those are like the young people in my life. Because I helped to, I knew them from their birth. But I mean, you all are so mature, it's like the old thing. You all are so mature. I can't believe you're 30 or 31 or 32 or whatever it is. I don't know the numbers. I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. You people are amazing, you younger people. And to be also honest, there's a failing of me not having and knowing enough people of color in my life. And that's a whole other subject that I don't want to like spend too much time on right at this moment, but it's a failing on my part and in my lifestyle that I still want to overcome where I'm at. So I really appreciate this opportunity. I also appreciate the so-called elders, if you don't mind the word. A couple of people who are older than me, don't tell them, in this group, for the wisdom and the openness and leadership. Parenthetically, since I'm on age, I'm turning 65 in November, which is a kind of a landmark thing where I'm supposed to get Medicare, but they haven't sent me my card. And so it's a kind of a little bit of a passage for me. I'm not really that blown away by the birthday, but it's kind of a passage for me. And I could go on. There have been a lot of highlights. I remember what every one of you has said, and you've all been through some challenging times, and I just want to continue to be there for you and to be as open, as honest as I can. I thank you.
Ooh, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was wonderful. And yeah, Ken, you're such a good listener, and you're so curious. You like ask the best questions. Like I feel like you ask questions like, what? Of course I thought of that. Like you're just very good at stimulating conversation, and I could tell that you really care about us. And also the comedic relief is fire. You're a very funny dude. I love it. Making us smile. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. Um, Tamar, it is your turn, my friend. You can hop on if there we are. It's probably YouTube people probably won't be able to see her, but you will be able to hear her.
Yeah, well, hi. What can I say that hasn't been said? Not much. I just want to say thank you. Unlike Radha, I know how I got here. I know Ian pretty well, and I sort of, I'm just excited to support him in whatever new thing. And I don't know, I had very little idea, even though I know why it's happening or it was started, this group. I didn't know what it would look like at all. So a year later, am pretty blown away by the journey. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it. I'm definitely, yeah, I love groups, but I wouldn't say I'm eager to join a Zoom group. Um, but I think yeah, I'm just so grateful that this was started, and I think it's been cool to see also how it morphed into, Ian is has been leading us, and now it's morphed into this collaborative endeavor where we have of mm, a lot to say in terms of how it's morphing. It's all of our sculpture, and yeah, I'm just grateful for you, Ian, for doing this. I'm so proud of you, and it's such a cool expression of your gift, which is to bring people together and to cheer people on. You're so meant to do this. So this is amazing, and all of you are witnesses, and thank you so much for that. And um, I don't know, I was just listening to everybody, and I was like, what can I say? Really, I just echo everybody's thoughts. And I just thought, I love being a part of something where everybody's different. I think that's the best thing ever. So I was just thinking like, oh, what are all the things that come to mind when I think of each of you? So I think I'm gonna try it. See what happens.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, Ian, I kind of expressed that. You're sort of this like humble coach character, um, like that bigs everybody up. Um, Catherine, I see you as this seeker. You're really exploring your own path fully. And you have a huge heart, which I really appreciate. Um, Bill, you are so curious and humble, and that's like the best combo for for so many things. It's just awesome. It's awesome to be listened by you. That's what I would say. Um, and I feel similarly about Ken. And I would also say, I mean, great listener, and you're just hilarious. So I'm always looking forward to your hot take on whatever. Because you bring this lightness. Um, Joe James. Joe James. I'm just so like when Ian told me that you're gonna join us, I could not I could not be more physically, humanly excited. Um, because I just think you're so interesting, like your perspective is so interesting, and you have such a sweetness to you, and you're super creative, and I just love knowing what you want to say. It's amazing. Um, Another creative soul, Joe Jeff. I feel like you are such an old soul. Like you have these layers to you that are just endless, and you're super goofy, and it's like you mend the two uh, with a lot of skill. So yeah, it's beautiful. And I've heard about you, which is so weird. You're one of Ian's friends that I never physically met, which is so strange. I've met so many, most of Ian's friends, right? Like what, I missed maybe two, and you're one of those. And so now I've gotten to know you, and it's so awesome. What a cool little trick of the universe. And Radha, I think it's almost fitting that you're last, because I just feel like you just hold so much of the space for us, with your wisdom and perspective, and yeah, and just there's like a no nonsense to you to you that I is like very familial to me. Like a lot of my family has this, and it's really appreciated because it's honest, and it's powerful, and it's inspiring. So that's my 2 cents. I will not be speaking about myself, so I'm done. Appreciate all of you. And now
Ian,
it's Ian's
I'm
turn.
sorry, Tamara. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tamara.
Please, no, Radha.
I just want to
Please share.
say, I just want to say one thing to you, even though just about everybody else has acknowledged you. I want to acknowledge the fact that you are an incredibly skilled leader of a group. And I say this as someone who's led many, many groups. Not only do you put out the energy to, I'm sure, to each one of us to let us know you care whether or not we attend, but you have a very lightness of being that is easy not only to speak to, but that allows people in your group to feel that they belong. And it really is a gift. And you do it with a certain lightness and playfulness, which makes it easy. And so I wanted to acknowledge you for that, because you lead the group as if you're not leading it, but you are leading it. And just like Ken said, your energy really has kept things going. So thank you.
Ooh, well, thank you so much. I'm about to tear up over here. And Tamar, wow, I feel like I should have let you go last, because goddamn, you just hit yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. That was really cool. I love how you just said something beautifully and extremely accurate about each person, kind of like you planned this out. Um, so yeah, I guess it's my turn. Whew. Um, yeah, this is really amazing. Like, so Ken said, he said one thing where like, Ian, it's probably not easy to like, bring everyone together and do this, but it's actually really easy because I really love to do it. Like it's really exciting and fun and enjoyable. And like every session is its own universe. And so it's something that's like for me, it's really easy. When Angelo asked me to put this together, I was excited, but I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who. I knew Bill. I knew it was gonna be me and Bill and Tamar. Like I knew those were the three. Because Bill was rocking with us since the beginning. And as I started like reaching out and asking people, when Joe James and Joe Jeff said that, yes, I'm like, let's go. I got these like my Philly dogs, and then like as it just progressed, I was really excited to start, but I had no idea like we become like a family. Like I really, I don't know. I love each and every one of you guys. I feel like so connected. And, I also, I moved to Ecuador. So I'm like isolated from my family and my friends. And that's a big sacrifice. I think it's a sacrifice that I'm glad I took. But I had no idea that I could have such deep connections with people on the like, well, I'm below the equator, just from far as hell away. Like I was always worried, like always like, oh, my friendships aren't going to be as strong anymore. And this has shown me that like that is an illusion. Like, Joe Jeff, you're my brother. Like, oh, Joe James, my brother. Like I feel like, dude, I have mentors. I have a family that I've never, like Radha, I've never seen you in real life. But like I feel like we could just like talk at the family cookout for hours and hours and hours, and just like it's just so natural, it's so special. And I think some of like, one thing about my life trajectory is that like I have I've also, like Catherine said, I've struggled to be vulnerable. It's always like I've always like let like enough in, like I got like a layer or two, where it's like, okay, look, I'm being vulnerable, right? We're doing this. And but then as like life and things progress, I've realized, oh, I haven't even scratched the surface. I'm just like lying to myself to try to make myself feel comfortable. And really about like 2 years, probably within the last year, we started meeting each other. Like I first was able to see myself more, which you guys help with. But then I've also like you've been able to help me see what it really means to just like let go of my fear of judgment or what people will think about me. And you know, I don't gotta put on this like cool Ian, I'm this image and just really share how I feel, all the scary shit, how I feel, everything that I went through. And like, you know, you've been such a good mirror that yeah, I'm looking at Bill. It's like, you know, when you speak, I'm just floored by like just how authentic you are, and you just say how you feel. And I think it's cool because this space, you know, that we've created, I don't think I have anything like this in my life. I mean I have one friend I can think of that like similar, but I really feel like I'm just so comfortable in like sharing the scary, deep, vulnerable parts of myself. And y'all are a big part of that. And yeah, it's really crazy. Like, I don't know, I never ever thought like that within 1 year we'd be where we're at, where where this is definitely like we have a strong bond over Zoom. Like that shit's crazy. Like I know what Zoom was before the pandemic, and like I don't know now, just like this, and yeah, and in this crazy world, like the world is so crazy, and it feels really cool to like be able to like absorb some of this crazy together. Like we're really in this shit together, and like I feel like we gonna do this. I don't know, like I feel like might be 50 years old on Zoom with y'all. Like I feel like I have like lifetime friends that I can always like count on to just be there for me and have conversations with. And so yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys individually. Everything you shared was really special. And yeah, I'm just like excited to see um what comes out of this. And I'll definitely have to commend like this. I found an amazing group of listeners because like you know we've like Joe James has been through some very difficult things recently, and just him able to share his experience was like so touching and moving. And you know, I hope that we've helped you feel like, bro, we got you. Like, you know, like you have a supportive group of random people that somehow came together that is like ready to like in any way help. So shit, man, I could feel like just talk forever and ever and ever, but I feel like that time has come to an end. And I appreciate all the like kind words about like, you know, me being this yeah. I'll say one more thing is I think you guys give me so much more confidence because like, you know, I've been able to stand in my power more of like I am like, you know, I'm supposed to be a leader. I'm here to like bring people together and to help people. And y'all help me see that like, you know, I don't have to like, I don't know, be super duper humble about it. It's like I am like this is the opportunity for me. You're helping me live my purpose, and I hope that you know I'm helping y'all on y'all paths too, or we're helping each other. Actually, I know we are because I feel this shit is crazy. Um, Joe James, Joe Jeff, I almost want you to drop a beat, but I'm a chill. Um, and yeah, I feel like it's that man. It's about 8 o'clock. If there's anyone on YouTube watching this, you know, this is something special that join you be a part of it in some extent. You start your own. But yeah, it's anything is possible. And thank you guys if you're still watching. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. And god damn, I'm gonna press end. Peace and love. Well, don't leave yet. I'm just stopping the recording.